So Shoruk, what's the role of the Western media in all of this?
The Western media has played a really significant role in intensifying the events in Syria, if you will. I mean, from the very beginning, you've had CNN, BBC fabricating and exaggerating events that have been taking place in Syria. On many occasions, many forms of media, such as Aljazeera, BBC, The Telegraph, you've got different forms, television as well as print media, that only use eyewitness accounts from these so-called activists. So the readers and the viewers' views of what's happening in Syria are completely distorted. So they come away thinking that there's only one view in Syria, and that's the view of the opposition, the view that the entire country is against President Assad, which is not the case. And one thing that shows this significantly is the number of journalists that defected, essentially, from Aljazeera because of the biased reporting that was taking place, because of the lies. I mean, they would just make up figures, get anyone to call in saying that they were from Damascus or from Hamas. So yeah.
You know, it's as if you've had a moment of realization through all this ordeal, you know, seeing how things are orchestrated and false stories are perpetuated. Has it caused you to question the world or life, your perception of other factors? I mean, do you feel like it's all a bit of a conspiracy?
Definitely. I mean, from the beginning, we were questioning what was going on, because obviously we have family back home, and they'd call us and they'd say, whatever you're watching, don't believe it, because we're seeing it, we're witnessing it. There's no mass million demonstrations taking place. It's all a lie. It reminds me of the fake fall of Baghdad that the BBC fabricated with Raghi Omar back during the Iraq War. How they made it seem that millions of Iraqis were out in the square where the Saddam statue was, and they were cheering on the American heroes that had come to liberate them, when in actual fact it was about like 10-20 people that were there, and they just made it seem bigger than it was. The same can be said for Tripoli last year as well. The media, obviously they wanted to intensify the NATO campaign against Tripoli, so by making it look like Tripoli had fallen to the rebels, it made it look like NATO was successful. Obviously, we know now that entire cities have been built in places like Qatar to make it look like millions are going out into the streets. So yeah, obviously it does make you question what you're seeing, but what's really sad is that people believe it and they're not questioning it, which is, even though the truth is right there, and we've proven time and time again that Al Jazeera are liars, that BBC are liars, but they just choose to believe them instead of believing the majority voice, which is being completely silenced.